Hello students, welcome to TCOM 408 Online. Dr. Mike Gerhard here. Yes, I'm still hiding under the bed as we cope with the coronavirus outbreak. In this video, I want to continue to talk about the ethics involving the ethical manipulation of photographs. Now, in the world of news and information, this is a no-no. We should not manipulate photographs, but it does happen. Here's a very famous photograph from 1970, Kent State. You probably have heard of this. This was when 4 students were gunned down by the National Guard for protesting the Vietnam War. Now, should we edit a photo like this for aesthetic reasons? Look at the photo on the bottom. You see the fence post or the stake that seems to be growing out of the head of the main subject of the photograph. Now, if you look at the top version, you'll see that stake post or fence post has been removed from the photo to improve, to enhance the photo. Should a journalist do this? Well, it depends on your point of view. I think if you're a purist, if you really honor fidelity to the truth, you might not want to manipulate or edit that photograph, no matter what the reason. Okay? But perhaps you have a different point of view. This does happen in the world of journalism. Back in 1994, Time magazine was accused of actually darkening the color of O.J. Simpson's skin. Okay. Look at the comparison between these two photographs. In the Time magazine cover photo, O.J.'s skin is blacker and more sinister than it really is. This kind of manipulation should be unacceptable in the world of journalism. Here's another example. Back in 2003, an LA Times photographer was accused of altering a news photograph taken during the Iraq War. Now, what he did was take these top 2 images and created a composite image, which is shown on the bottom, a composite photograph. Well, this photographer got caught. He admitted to this manipulation and he was fired. Photojournalists should not manipulate the truth. In 1996, Reuters, the news agency, got caught altering a photograph from Beirut, from Lebanon, during a bombing. And what they did here was use Photoshop to simply make the clouds appear darker and more dramatic. Well, even this kind of an enhancement is a sin in the world of journalism. Here's an old Newsweek magazine cover from 2005 featuring Martha Stewart. You can see the original photograph on the right and then compare it to the doctored image on the left. If you believe in journalistic ethics, then that photojournalists should not manipulate photos, then this is an obvious ethical violation. This happens all the time, photoshopping, especially of celebrities and in advertising. The real Christina Hendricks? Probably the image on the left. The real Katie Couric? Probably the real image is on the right. Now, occasionally even a university gets caught doctoring a photograph. Back in 2000, this happened at the University of Wisconsin in a brochure. Well, if you compare these photos, you see the one on the left includes a person of color, a young African-American male. Now, is it okay to doctor a picture in order to represent diversity and pluralism and multiculturalism? I'll leave it for you to decide, but most of us think that this is an unethical sort of manipulation. I talked about this one back in 2008. Fox News got caught altering photographs of subjects in the news, using Photoshop to yellow the teeth and to put circles under the eyes and distort the faces. This is not a good practice in journalism. How about this image from the Boston Marathon terrorist attack, the bombing incident in 2013? Well, this picture was apparently a little too gory for the New York Daily News because this is a manipulated photograph. Check out the person lying down on the ground, okay? Not too much blood, but if you look at the real photograph, you can tell that this person was severely injured. Yet, in the published photograph, that injury was cleaned up and sanitized. Now, maybe this was done out of good taste. But, okay, if we turn to a code of ethics, the National Press Photographers Association, that code of ethics says editing should maintain the integrity of the photograph. And you should not manipulate images in any way that might mislead the viewers or misrepresent the subjects in the photograph. Now, journalists should be very careful about manipulating images. But what about the world of art and advertising? Well, of course there are different standards in the world of art. Okay? In advertising and art, there's a lot of freedom to manipulate images. But in the world of news and information, there's much less freedom to manipulate reality. If it's done for entertainment purposes, artistic purposes, I'm not sure a lot of us have an ethical concern about that. But what if it's used in advertising? Back in 2009, Microsoft got caught doctoring a stock image to appeal to some Polish customers by changing the color of one of the photo's subjects. So you can see in the Polish ad on the top, okay, it's different from the image on the bottom. Is this okay to manipulate reality in advertising? I'm much more comfortable with this than in the world of news and information. But here's a categorical imperative to consider no matter what part of the media world we're looking at. Maybe it's a moral imperative to never deceive an audience that expects your pictures to be an accurate representation of a particular moment of reality. No deception. Now, of course, this is violated all the time, and it's because of the wonders of powerful programs like Photoshop that allow us to clean up and to manipulate images in very powerful ways. Okay, but we should consider the ethics of Photoshop and the ethics of the manipulation of especially fashion photographs. Okay? Fashion magazines have a long history of using Photoshop to improve the appearance of the model. And sometimes, okay, it's rather dramatic what they do to improve an individual's appearance. Hey, check out this image. Notice any differences? I think because of the power of Photoshop, the tattoos, the stretch marks have been removed, okay? So, for aesthetics, maybe this is acceptable. But maybe these retouched fashion and fitness photos maybe should carry some kind of warning label so that the audience member knows that there's been some kind of digital manipulation. This is a manipulated Photoshopped photo. So is this magazine cover. Now, Kate Winslet once said, "I actually have a Polaroid that the photographer gave me on the day of the shoot. I can tell you they've reduced the size of my legs about a third." Here's the ethical issue. Besides deception, of course, think about the effect of all of these photographs. Can these fashion photos that have been retouched to make models look impossibly skinny or good looking, can these pose a risk to young people, impressionable people, especially young girls, who might see the photos and then want to look like these models? And you know, some of these fashion photos present very unrealistic body images. Now, you might not know this, but in 2009, French officials actually proposed putting health warnings on photoshopped or airbrushed photograph to protect women from false images of female beauty, images that may have a negative effect on people's image, self-image, and self-esteem. Should retouched photos carry warning labels? That's an issue for you to decide. Now, probably the most recent concern that we have in the world of digital manipulation is the rise of deepfake videos. Deepfake is a portmanteau or a mashing of two terms: deep learning, artificial intelligence, and fake, deepfake. So these are manipulated videos, and they're created using artificial intelligence. And a deepfake combines, superimposes existing images and video onto source images or videos to create a composite image. Deepfake, the phrase was coined back in 2017. Now, deepfakes have been used to create fake celebrity porn videos or revenge porn. Fake porn videos are being weaponized to harass and humiliate women. And everybody, I think, is a potential target of a deep fake. Deep fakes can also be used to create fake news and malicious hoaxes that get spread around the internet, and this could be potentially very dangerous. My concern is politically motivated face swap videos. So these clips could be used as part of a misinformation campaign or an even larger effort at potentially destabilizing governments. For example, a fake video could be weaponized by making a world leader appear to say something politically inflammatory. A video could be faked in an effort to prompt a response or to sow chaos. Imagine the possible consequences of an inflammatory deep fake video. What should be done to prevent deep fakes? Should the social media companies have an obligation to remove any videos that are deep fakes? And what sorts of deep fakes? Ones designed with political motives or ones designed just to entertain people? As deepfakes evolve, detection software has to try and keep up with it. The only thing at this point, I think, that will detect a deepfake is artificial intelligence. But we'll continue to see more of these deepfake videos, and perhaps this is a topic that you want to use for your classroom presentation. All right, that's all for this video. Continue to take steps to take care of yourself and the people around you as we cope with the big pandemic of 2020. That's all for this lecture. So long.